Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Five Questions with. She needs no introduction because if you haven't heard of her, you'll definitely hear about her after tomorrow. Tash Eaglesham. Tash, welcome to the show.
Hello.
I
Hello,
asked you this
hello.
about 6 times before the show. Are you nervous?
I'm always nervous.
Why?
I don't know. I even get nervous when I film myself. I'm alone on the lake by myself filming something and I'm like, okay. I just get in my head about it.
I'll tell you what makes me nervous. I wish we had smell-o-vision because someone downstairs is cooking right now.
Oh,
And if I catch fire during this, I love you.
all right. It was
That's
good
all I
knowing
can
you.
say. I love everyone. See you later. It's been good. I don't know what is burning, but it does not smell edible. I'll try to stay focused. So you're not nervous. I am. I do not know what that is.
Do you have a fire extinguisher just in case?
It's in my mouth.
Perfect.
All right, well, let's get this over with. No offense. We're really looking forward to having you on the show tomorrow. We've got some pretty awesome topics. And someone told me the other day, you talk about the same thing every day. Not only did I block them, we came up with some new stuff to talk about and a little bit of the old stuff. Now, I don't know how familiar you are with Five Questions. Anyone that knows me as well as you do know that I like to kind of stir the pot a little bit. So one of your questions will stir the pot a little bit, and I think you already know what it is, but we'll leave it to number 5. So you're ready to get you started with your 5 questions?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hit me.
You're what I call a fairy trout princess. So what better question than to ask you, if you could be a fish, what fish would you be?
It's a tough decision for me because I would love to be a trout because they're so beautiful. But I love perch. I love watching perch. They're so cute when they swim around and they taste delicious. Although I wouldn't want to get eaten, I'd have to be one of those really fat old perch that you might catch here and there. But I think I would be a perch because they look like they have a lot of fun as a fish.
I mean, I would have to say they're probably pretty smart, right? I mean, you're kind of bottom of the food or top of the food chain, I guess. You have to kind of avoid this, avoid that. So it's not what I thought you would say, but I mean, that's actually pretty valid. And I like the tasty part. No offense.
I know they're so good.
All right. Fly fishing or spin cast?
That's like a hard decision. I definitely love spin casting. I like dry fly fishing a lot too. Um, but if I had to choose just one on a day, I would take my spin rod because essentially I can't drop dries on top of the water with the finesse of a fly rod, but I can do almost anything else with the spin rod and flies too. So you can definitely use both. So I think that's what I would choose overall. But I love everything about both of them. I think they're both beautiful in their own right.
That's actually a great way to look at it because, I mean, it makes you versatile. I've seen you're much like me, you're always prepared. So I know you're ready for no matter what's going to be thrown at you. I know how you fish. I've got you figured out. So it's good to know,
Everything you
though.
can think in my backpack or
Yeah,
my
exactly.
breath.
2 or 3 trips if you have to. I know how it works.
Yeah. You just never
Or
know. You just never know.
you never know. With fun questions, you're stranded on a lake. That lake is frozen. You have one item to bring. What do you bring?
So I definitely had to think about this and I'm gonna stick with my thoughts and I would bring like a knife or a Leatherman or something because essentially if I'm on a frozen lake, I'm going to need to be fishing and the biggest thing that I'm going to need to catch a fish is some tiny little pointy wood and maybe some string which I can definitely get off my clothing and you know there's trees, rocks, whatever there is that you need to get through the ice. And if I'm going to be eating the fish that I'm stranded on this lake in, a knife's going to come in handy.
It's actually funny because you didn't really have any time to prepare that question. I was the first one to admit when we talked about it, one item wouldn't be enough, so I couldn't do it. And then you come up with this idea, and now I'm thinking maybe we just have to, put that task on you next year. We're just going to drop you off in a frozen lake somewhere with a Leatherman and
Well,
full send.
I'd like to do that. That'd be cool. I watched that. I learned that on Naked and Afraid. The little the wood thing. So you find a hard little piece of wood, you make both sides pointy so it looks like a tiny little toothpick, and then you cut a little groove in the center, and that's what you tie your string around. And you can put bait on it, but you don't need it because essentially the fish just sucks it up, and then the wood goes like this, and there's your gill, and you're hooked. So
Yeah.
you
Or
know,
like we had Chris James on here from Naked and Afraid, and look what he was doing. I mean, he had a hook, but he made the paracord hook, right? I mean,
right? That's the thing.
We have got to try that this year.
Yeah. I think it'd be cool. I think it'd be cool to try that, like with just the one item. And do a couple episodes where maybe different items. Like each person has a different item. Yeah.
Yeah. Challenge accepted.
Okay, I'm in.
There's a few challenges we need to make happen this year.
Yeah.
Question number 4. I've asked a lot of people this. I was going to take it off the list, but you kind of told me, what is your bucket list fish?
My bucket list fish is definitely a marlin. We've been going to the Dominican since I was like 21 years old. Every year my friend's parents live down there, and I get super seasick. Each time I go for a whole day, I puke all day to try to catch a marlin. And I've caught a few other things and never a marlin, so I'm hoping one day it's gonna come my way. I can go up on a boat for a few months.
Mahi there, right? As well?
Yeah. There's Dorado.
Yeah, Dorado. Yeah.
They're super delicious, so delicious. They made ceviche with part of my fish for me, and we all ate it with all the people down by the beach and at my friend's parents' bar, and it was so good. It was probably one of the best things I've ever eaten.
That sounds so awesome.
It was cool.
5th question. I got to stir the pot. You're in the charity fish on.
I knew it was coming.
And what is a little conversation without a little drama? I mean, the fishing community is not dramatic at all. So it's my goal in this show to make sure that a little bit of drama goes a long way. Who is on your hit list? Who is the one competitor in the fish on that is at the top of your hit list?
Well, there's a lot of really good competitors that are going to be in there, and it is definitely a tough choice. But, like I was saying to you before, you and I both know Mr. Turnbull fights harder when he's fishing than anyone else. We've seen him in all kinds of competition modes. If you're going to be in a competition and you want to do something, then I definitely would love to give $1,000 to Youth Can Fish too. Adam's the top guy to beat, man. He works his butt off, and I've never seen anything like it. So you gotta want to beat the best, right?
You know what? The field in general is tight. I have done some competitions, and I am so happy I'm not in this one.
Must be nice.
It's going to be good, and it's going to be a quick 5 weeks, and probably a stressful 5 weeks. Not for me, but for you. No pressure.
No pressure.
Well, we're definitely hoping you take one of those top 8 spots and give Mr. Turnbull. I don't know him very well, but I've heard stories. I hear that the kid can fish. So I've seen how you fish. You're a slayer in your own right. So competition is going to be fierce. All right, Tash, well, that's your 5 questions. You survived 5 questions with. Go figure. It's not even posted, and I can already hear people chiming in on their opinion. Well, thanks, Tash. We're looking forward to having you on the show tomorrow, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I actually got it right. I always want to say Standard Time. 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Join us tomorrow on The Other Line Canada with the one and only Tash Eaglesham. Tash, thanks a lot. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.